Greetings, welcome to another video tutorial on the use of Smart Notebook software to create multimedia presentations for use on the smartboard. The topic of this presentation is creating and using a template page as a tool in the manufacture of Smart Notebook presentations. So basically what I'm going to talk about is what I would do to set up a new Smart Notebook presentation. If I was starting from scratch with a new presentation, I'd start by creating a template page, then I'd use that template page to create all of the other pages in my presentation. To create a template page, what we'll do is we'll apply a theme, set up some general text, meaning title text and content text. Then we'll go to the page viewer, we'll change the page name, and then we'll clone the page to propagate our presentation. As with the other video tutorials in this series, you probably want to open a blank Smart Notebook file and follow along with the steps we're taking in this presentation as it goes. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to open a new blank Smart Notebook presentation, and I'll go through the steps I would take to use the template page here. Specifically, what we're going to do is we're going to use two of the tabs in the tab menu at the side. We're going to use the page sorter tab, which is this top tab, looks like a page. We're going to use the gallery tab, which is the second tab. The first thing I want to do is basically I want to make this blank white screen go away. I want to apply some kind of a theme so that my presentation isn't quite as mundane and difficult to look at. So I'm going to click on the gallery tab, and in the gallery tab I have the choice of either the Gallery Essentials, where I have background and themes, or Gallery Sampler, where I also have some backgrounds and themes. The backgrounds and themes in the Gallery Sampler actually function a little bit better, but you have more choice in the Gallery Essentials. So I'm going to go there, open up backgrounds and themes, and then I've already pre-selected one. I'm going to go scroll way down to the bottom here, where I'm going to choose this boring brown background theme. I double-clicked on it to insert it into the presentation. I can also click the corner icon and go to Insert in Notebook and select that way. Once I've applied it, you can see I have this background now, and it's a little more soothing to the eye. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create some text. Specifically, I'm going to enter the title for my presentation using some text, and then I'm going to set up a content text box as well. So first, I'm going to click on the page and then start typing the title of the presentation. So I've typed the title, and I can then slide this around or whatever else, but it's not really, it's not big enough to me to be a title. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click in, highlight the text, and I'm going to first change the type of text that I have. And I took a course once, a design course, and the teacher said Garamond she really loved as a font. So in recognition of her contributions, I'm going to choose Garamond. Change the font size to 28, and I'm also going to bold it because it is a title. I want it to stand out. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to move it on my page where I want the title to be. So there's the title of the presentation. And now I've got that title, and I can use it over and over again. It will be used over and over again for all of my slides. That's nice. So again, once I've got that, I'm actually going to clone this because I want to use the same type of font in my content. I'm going to change the font size to make it 36, and I'm going to unbold it. And then I'm going to change what it says. It doesn't need to be title here. I'm going to change it to say content. So now I have a text box for my content, and I've got my title on my screen. If there was something else I would want on all of my presentation slides, I would also create that at this point if I wanted some kind of graphical element or anything like that would be repeated over and over again. I'd put that on my page before I would go forward. But I don't want any of that. So what I'm going to do is go to my page tab, my page sorter tab, and I can see here I've got the one slide that I've created. It's highlighted, and you can see the title. The title being the date and time bothers me, so what I'm going to do first is double click on that and change the title to be something that I'd actually want it to be, or something more indicative of what the slide is. So I'm going to double click on that, on the title itself, and then change the title from February 16th to content, which is what the slide contains, or what the slide will be, a content slide. You can also click on the pull down arrow and go to rename the page. You see I get the same text box that way, and I can rename the slide in that fashion. Once I've set up the slide the way I want it, and I've named the slide what I want the slide to be, what I'll do is click on the pull down arrow again, and this time I'm going to clone the page. You can see the keystroke shortcut for that is Control D. I could also do that, but I'm just going to click and clone it. At some point, once I've done that, you can see I've got a second slide that looks exactly like the first slide. And I'm going to clone this a couple times, and then what I would do once I've got a few slides is I'd go and edit individual slides to say whatever it is that I want the slide to say. You can see all I'm doing right now is just keyboard smashing, but if I wanted to type a question or some kind of information, text, whatever it was that I wanted this slide to be, I would do that. Obviously I can insert an image or whatever else I want to happen in that slide as well. That was what I would do though. I'd set up one slide and I'd clone that slide over and over again and use that setup slide as the template for the rest of what I was going to do. I'm also going to use this template slide right here, and I'm going to rename that as a title slide. That's nice. I got caps lock on it. Title. I like to have a title slide as kind of an introduction to the presentation I'm going to make. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change the content to say my subtitle, and I'll slide that more towards the center of the page. I'm going to change this to say, well, I'm not going to change what it says. I'm just going to make it even bigger than it already is. Since this is my title slide, I'll make it so that it kind of stands out as the title. And again, if I wanted to insert some kind of picture, how about a cat? And I'd search for a cat picture and insert my cat picture on my title slide so that I have a graphical element in my title and all that the way I want it to look. Again, so once I've got my content, my title slides, I would continue to propagate either types of slide so that I have each of the slides I need in my presentation. It's basically creating and using a template slide to create a smart notebook presentation for the use on the smartboard. Thank you.